You're listening to the Fun with Horror podcast with your hosts, Scotty and Andrew.
Well, hello, all you little gray people out there. Welcome to another episode of Fun with Horror, your weekly movie review podcast in which my buddy Andrew and I take turns giving each other movies to watch, and then we discuss them the following week. We only have two rules. Number one, whoever picks the movie has to pick a movie they've never seen, and number two, we both have to watch the movie before we discuss it. Last week, it was my choice. And for episode 50, this week, I picked the 1993 alien abduction movie, Fire in the Sky. It's directed by Robert Lieberman, and it stars D.B. Sweeney and Robert Patrick and a plethora of other known actors. And, of course, stay tuned to the end of this episode where we get to find out what Andrew is going to pick for next week for episode 51. Most likely 51, unless we do like some little special episode in between, right, buddy? Right?
Yeah, that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, man.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, buddy. What a beautiful Tuesday.
I love telling everybody Happy Tuesday on podcast day.
Me too, man. Tuesdays, I feel, maybe I've said this on the podcast. I think I've said it to you, but Tuesdays are such a weird day. Just weird. Monday, it's like, okay, at least, you're starting your week, whatever. Wednesday's halfway through. Thursday, you're like right there. Friday's a great day. It's done. But what is Tuesday?
Tuesday's the worst.
It is.
What Tuesday is.
So I'm glad we do this on Tuesday. We do something fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Gives me something to look forward to on Tuesday of all stupid days.
Right? Just get rid of Tuesday.
Yeah. But then what would the worst day be? Would it be Wednesday?
Yeah, probably.
God, we're not even halfway through the week. It's not even Thursday yet.
We just can't have nice things.
We can't, except we can have horror movies.
What? How are you, man?
Man, I'm fine. How are you, man?
I'm good, man.
Real quick plug and a shout out.
Yeah.
Our friends over at the 5 Dudes with Views podcast.
Yeah.
They just released their latest episode a few days ago, and they actually did their very first interview.
Awesome. And
They interviewed the wonderful Adrienne Barbeau.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. And if you listen, don't want to give away too much of the episode, but they had her do a really cool intro that's a throwback to one of her classic horror films.
That's awesome. I will listen to that right after this because that's awesome.
It's really good, and I even told my buddy Brad, who's one of the 5 dudes, I told him, you guys did an amazing job.
Nice.
Interviewing Adrienne. They let her talk and they let her tell her stories. They don't step on her dialogue or her whatever. They don't interrupt her or anything. They're just good.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's all I'm saying. They're good.
I love it. I know. I love a good interview, again, where, like you said, there's some, even on TV right now, there's some famous interviewers that just step on everything that the person says. And I'm like, I'm here to hear their stories. Let me
You're
hear
being a
their
nice
stories.
guy, and you're not naming who you're talking about. I think I know, though.
You probably do.
I think you might be talking about one of those late night personalities.
Yep. Yeah.
Would it? And it might rhyme with swimmy talons.
You know what? It sure might rhyme with that.
I've got a swimmy talon.
That's if we start a band, we're the Swimmy Talons.
Oh, swimmy talons. That's so good.
Right? That's awesome.
Oh, let's start a band. What do you play?
Trumpet.
Okay, good, because I don't play anything.
Oh, perfect. Okay, it'll just be.
Trumpet and singer. I'll sing.
You know what? That's all we need. Isn't 21 Pilots? It's just a singer and a drummer. We're just a singer and a
I don't know who
trumpet.
that is. All I know is the swimmy talons.
No, the only thing that matters is the swimming talons.
I honestly don't know what 21 aircraft pilots do.
What? Oh man, I gotta.
Not a big fan, buddy.
Oh, okay.
But I love that you are.
Yes.
It sounds like you are, so I love that you are.
Aw, that's sweet, dude. Yes.
I'm glad there's some music out there that makes you a happy boy.
It does. Well, let me also remind you too. There's lots of bands that I love dearly, but yeah, they are one of them. I do like them.
What else has been happening? Anything?
Honestly, no. Kylie's been at her family's this whole week, so we haven't gotten a chance to watch another scary movie. So,
all right.
just
Well,
been waiting.
waiting patiently.
I know. Other than that, honestly, it's been a pretty low key week.
Well, have you been abducted by any aliens recently?
I have not. Have you?
How does it think? What makes it move? Why does it breathe? Questions anyone would ask about a man if they'd never seen one before. So for 5 days, a man was borrowed. The story that Travis Walton and 5 other witnesses told was so unbelievable, so unimaginable, that it has become the most famous case of UFO abduction ever reported.
Scotty, as you mentioned last week before you picked the movie, one of the reasons you picked this movie was because you got a beautiful Blu-ray of it, Fire in the Sky.
Yes, I did.
But you also mentioned...
Let me just wait. Let me just say that Blu-ray is from Scream Factory.
Nice.
Love them.
Yes, they are fantastic.
Continue, my friend.
Yes. No, and then the other reason, too, was going back to one of our episodes. I think it was our Shining episode. But we talked about your girlfriend, Mary, was... This movie freaked her out. And this was something that she was scared of. So I will say I was very excited going into this one, knowing that this was something that really, really got to her. But... Before we jump into everything, of course, everyone, this is your spoiler warning. We are going to talk about Fire in the Sky from 1993. We're going to talk everything and anything about the movie. So, if you have not seen this movie yet, now is your time to pause the podcast, go watch the movie, and then come right back and listen. If you're okay with spoilers, please continue to listen. So, without further ado, my friend, would you mind giving us all a quick recap of Fire in the Sky?
Okay, yeah, sure. Let me tell you what this movie is about,
Thank you.
in case you don't know.
Yes.
Fire in the Sky is about Travis Walters. Is it Walters or is it Walter?
I can't remember. Walters?
Oh,
I feel like it would
we're
be
terrible
Walters.
at this.
I know.
I'm looking it up. I'm wasting my valuable recap time looking this up because
Hey.
I just don't want to get it wrong.
You do you.
Walton. Travis Walton. So Travis Walton, this is based on a true story where a bunch of guys who are doing logging up in the mountains, they happen upon a flying saucer. Travis gets out of the truck, bright beam of light hits him, and shoots him backward. The other guys, they're all in the truck. They're freaked out, right? So they drive off. But then Travis's friend, Mike, tells everybody, get out of the truck. He's going to go back and check on Travis. He goes back, does not find Travis. So they all head back into town. They end up at a bar where they are questioned by the police and an out-of-town sheriff, I guess. Yeah. What? Oh, come on, IMDb. You're not helping me out here. Yeah. He was like a sheriff or a policeman from out of town. Big shot. And they all talk about this flying saucer incident. Well, they cannot find Travis, so all of a sudden the townspeople all think that they murdered him and hid the body. Well, guess what happens, buddy?
What?
Travis reappears 5 days later. They find him naked at a gas station, freaked out beyond compare. And they take him to a hospital, and then they question him. They question the guys before Travis, and they pass polygraph tests. Polygraph. And then at a party, when they bring Travis home, there's a big party full of people. All of a sudden, his girlfriend finds him underneath the table, freaked out, and some pancake syrup, drips on his face, and suddenly he flashes back to what happened to him inside the spaceship, where comes out of this cocoon. He floats in the air. He encounters these aliens, and the aliens put him down on a table, and then they start to do horrible things to him. And then he comes to, and at the end of the movie, it's 2 years later, and things are okay, but he's still freaked out, and basically that's pretty much how the movie ends.
Nice. That's
Fire in the sky, ladies and gentlemen.
That's pretty much it, man. That's it in a nutshell. Well done. Well, my friend, like I mentioned, this was a very scary movie for Mary, but I want to know your thoughts. What did you think of Fire in the Sky?
Yeah, so I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a really well-made movie. Yeah. We'll get into it, but what did you think?
I thought it was fine. I thought it was good, we'll get into it. We'll talk about it, but
Aren't you a 90s kid?
I am.
Oh,
I know.
this movie had early 90s written all over it.
That is true. It really, well, especially, yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah,
You're
say
right.
it.
Well,
Say it. We're talking about it.
Especially Robert Patrick, I feel like his attire at the end, just everything about the way he looked, I was like,
yeah.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah. Even though it was 70s, it still reminded me of 90s, so. Plus Robert Patrick. I love that
Yes, you are correct. It does take place in the 70s. But
yeah, I know.
I guess maybe that's a fault of the movie right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's kind of get into it. But yeah, I did not feel like it took place in the 70s.
Agreed.
I had to remind myself that it took place 2 years after I was born.
Nice.
But yeah, here's a question I want to ask you, and I'm going to
Please.
jump right to the music because
Yes.
the very beginning of the movie, it opens with the opening credits, and as this light, you're in the forest, and this light off the road keeps growing brighter and brighter. And I loved this opening.
Yes.
Mostly because I loved the very creepy score by Mark Isham, who has done quite a few movies. But I also noticed there were some interesting music cues in this movie. Most of his music was good, but then there were some very, very, I don't know, cheesy, sounded like made-for-TV movie music cues. I remember watching an early 90s movie called Arachnophobia with you.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
One of your critiques after the movie was how cheesy some of the music was.
Yep.
So, did you notice the music in this one?
In all honesty, I noticed the music in this one, but I liked it, and I don't know if I ever caught myself going, "Oh, that's kind of a cheeseball thing," which is interesting because
good.
Yeah, you would think I would, but really, I actually just kind of enjoyed the soundtrack. I was like, "This is fun," and yeah, it reminded me of an alien kind of movie. I don't know. I was on board.
Well, you're shocking the heck out of me today, buddy. Because there were moments like when they were in the diner or the bar, and I think the police were showing up. There were just moments in the music score that screamed TV detective procedural TV show music.
I get you. Yep. Yeah,
But
I don't know.
But then other parts, like I said, other parts, the music was beautiful, and I loved it. I loved the musical score. I actually, because the soundtrack is not available on streaming that I could find, there's an expanded music score that was recently released, strangely enough, on La La Land Records, and I ordered the CD.
Oh, cool, dude.
Because I like the music a lot.
That's awesome. I really actually liked right at the beginning when we just see the credits kind of rolling and we hear the music and then eventually we see the pickup, shootout into frame. I was on board. I was like, this is cool. Like this music.
Well, now
really
let's be
good.
clear. There wasn't a shootout.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Like
It was the pickup driving into frame.
Yes, sorry.
Really fast.
Sorry. I should rephrase
There
that.
wasn't a shootout with a pickup truck.
Yes, the pickup shot out into frame is what I meant. But yes, the
Yes.
pickup it came into frame. Whoops.
Oh, hey.
Hey, happy Tuesday.
All right, so what did you not like about this movie?
Well, let me look.
Where do I start?
Right? Where do I begin? No, really it wasn't.
Let me guess. Let
Yeah.
me guess, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess.
Please.
The movie was a little slow for you.
Yes. Yep.
There wasn't as much of the alien abduction as you would have liked.
Yep.
The aliens were a little dated looking.
Not on my critiques.
Oh, good, good. Not on mine either. I thought maybe they might be on yours.
Nope. I liked the look. Yeah.
But I was right with the rest of it.
Yes. Yeah, it was a little bit slow for me. And yeah, we only get 5-10 minutes of alien stuff for the most part out of this, hour and 45-minute movie or whatever it is. So yeah, I wanted more, especially because of that scene. I was like, holy crap! Like this scene's bonkers and really awesome. And the fact that we only got 10 minutes of it made me kind of sad at the end. I was like, oh man, if we had just a little more of that, I think I would have been on board. But it was almost like a tease, So I don't know that.
Anything else?
Those were the big ones, I would say.
Okay.
My other ones were more. Well, I guess one other one too was, sorry, I was expecting this to be a lot scarier than what it was, and really to me there's the alien scene which is creepy and gnarly, but that was kind of it for me. The rest of it felt more just like almost a mystery. Did they kill Travis? I mean, is this all a lie? Is this? I don't know. I really didn't know the story. So,
Well, see, now I tempered my expectations.
okay.
I was sitting there thinking, there's no way this movie is going to be as scary as people say it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was right.
Yep.
In fact, we decided to do this movie because people said how frightening it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I would definitely say that the abduction scene has very big horror aspects to it.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know if this is even characterized as a horror movie. It's more of a science fiction movie
Yes.
that seems to be horror adjacent.
Completely agree.
So, yeah.
Yep.
But that said,
Sorry.
that said, buddy,
Mm.
I don't agree with you about the slowness of it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was absolutely captivated. I kind of had a feeling they weren't going to show a lot.
Okay.
See, I was happy that we didn't have to wait. Okay, so the guys, the opening scene is the truck and the truck going to the bar, and the guys going into the bar, and everybody can tell that something has happened. They've seen something.
Right.
And then the police show up. James Garner as the head like traveling detective or whatever.
Right.
He was awesome, by the way.
I love him. Yeah, he was great.
So he shows up, and they start interviewing them, and it kind of starts with introducing these characters and these people, and it shows them going to their logging assignment. And I was honestly a little bit worried that we weren't going to see anything till later in the movie. Nothing.
Oh.
So after this introduction and after we get to see a bit of character development, who these people are, who these guys are, I was happy that they jumped straight to the event. And
Agreed, yes.
we got to see them driving back and encountering the alien flying saucer, the ship.
Yep.
And then when they went back after that, and we went back to reality, or not reality, but to the present time, then I kind of had an idea. I mean, I knew that the true story was based on Travis Walton.
Oh, right. Okay.
I knew that they said he was missing. So I was saying to myself, well, it doesn't look like anybody else was abducted. So Travis is going to be missing for a little bit, and then he's going to turn up, because eventually he's got to turn up, and we've got to see his story. So I had a feeling that we weren't going to see a lot of the aliens until the end of the movie.
Ah, smart boy.
And I was fascinated. I was actually very captivated by the mystery of how the town was receiving the five guys, the five dudes with views. A little call out right there.
Yeah. Hey,
Love you,
guys.
Brad. Yeah, I was very interested in all that. So I wasn't bored.
Nice. Okay.
And for me, right around the time I might have started to become bored was when his girlfriend got the call.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
And it was him on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, is it Dana? Yeah, Dana.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there you have it.
Nice. Well, it was. Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, I agree with you. Like it was an interesting story, and I actually didn't know it was based on a true story until watching it.
Ooh.
Yeah, which was kind of fun. So, really, in all honesty, like when we first, and maybe it's because I had my own idea of what might happen. Might have been part of it. It's one of those times, I think, where I was like, "Ooh, that's cool," and then it didn't. But what I thought, and this is horrible because it's based on a true story, and you hear me out. But I really thought when they walk in at the beginning, and which I thought the opening was brilliant with them freaking out going in, and but one of them, I can't remember, says, we're sticking to our story. And when he said that, I was like, oh, are they lying? Like, did they really kill Travis? Did something happen? So my thought was throughout a lot of this is, oh, they killed him. Like, this is all a hoax. This is all a lie. And when it turned out to be actual, like, aliens, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I knew it was going to be aliens in it, but I thought it was going to be...
You were disappointed that it was actually aliens?
Kind of was. Don't get me wrong. The alien scene was awesome, and I was hoping we'd get aliens, even though it might be like a fabricated story from them. But, yeah, I don't know. Because it was, I was kind of like, oh, okay. I thought it was going to be more
Well, here we go.
twist.
This is a very good example of what is good to know about a true story before you see a movie.
Ah.
Because I didn't know that much, but I knew that Travis has written a book.
Oh.
And the movie was based on a book by Travis. In fact, I thought that might have been in the opening credits, my friend. I don't know, though. I'd have to go back and watch.
I did know
I know it says based on the book.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. I can't remember if it says by him, though. I honestly can't remember.
Yeah, the book is called The Walton Experience. So.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Huh. Boy, I did not catch that.
But that's interesting. That's where we talk about expectations. And, my expectations were kind of low in a way. I was hoping it was going to. I was hoping it was going to be a good movie because a lot of people have said it's a good movie.
Right.
But as far as that good movie goes, I tempered my expectations to think that the abduction scenes weren't going to happen till the end of the movie. So if I had been wrong about that and they had happened sooner, I would have been perfectly happy with that too.
Nice. Yeah, I get that. I get it.
Now,
yeah.
about how scary it was.
Yeah.
I kind of wish teenage Scotty had seen this.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, Andrew, my boy, I'm going to tell you a little story.
Yay! I love stories.
So pull up your rocking chair, because I've got a story for you.
Tell me, Grandpa Scotty. Tell me.
Well, back in the 80s, early 90s, late 80s. Actually 1987 to 1988.
Nice.
I lived in a small town called Gulf Breeze, Florida. Just south of Pensacola, Florida, if anybody knows that city.
Woohoo.
And we got hit with UFO hysteria.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, there was a man named Ed Walters who took pictures and claimed he saw a UFO hovering over this road. And it started with pictures. And people tried to debunk the pictures, but there was enough people that said these pictures would be incredibly hard to fake. We've tried to recreate them to no success. And as it went on, his stories got even more involved. Suddenly, he was seeing the aliens. There was one story where he woke up in the middle of the night to his dog barking, and he opened the window, and there was a little alien standing right outside his window looking in at him.
Awesome.
And UFO hysteria shook the town.
My gosh.
Gulf Breeze, not a huge town. Maybe as big as, where you come from.
Uh-huh. Yep.
There was one site where Ed saw an alien hovering over the road, and people would go there at night and camp out and hope that they saw something.
That's amazing.
There were strange lights in the sky, and everybody was sure they saw the UFO. One of my favorites was outside the high school. There was in the back of the high school, there was this big field. And there was this circular indentation. And I will say that it was weird that the grass did not grow back there for a very long time.
Trippy.
But yeah, there was like a perfectly circular indentation. And, everybody was like, oh, the UFOs made it. Well, looking back on that, I don't think it really happened.
Fair, yeah.
I loved that the hysteria hit, but there were many nights that I was scared to death of little aliens showing up at my window.
Oh man! Oh, poor.
But no, they only showed up to Ed's,
right?
Which is strange in itself. Why him? Why only him? And then, evidently, later on, these people found a model of the spaceship in the pictures in their attic, and it was in the house where Ed Walters used to live.
Oh.
And of course, Ed said that somebody planted it there to try and debunk him. Ed was all about the debunkers.
Uh-oh.
All the debunkers. They want to say that it didn't happen, but it did.
Oh, that's awesome.
All that to say that, yes, in that time, if I had seen a movie like this, it might have scared the crap out of me.
I get that. Absolutely.
Even if I had seen it in 93, it might have scared me.
Mm-hmm.
Today, not so much.
Right. Yep.
So, aliens don't really scare me that much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But that said, just like you said, I loved the abduction scene.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great scene.
Agreed. And actually, what's funny is I've seen, when watching it, I was like, oh, it's that movie. Because I've seen that image of Travis with kind of the thing over his eye, the whatever, plastic over his face, whatever it is, the goop in his mouth. And I remember seeing an image of that I want to say not long ago either, like on a Watch Mojo or something. I can't remember. But I just remember seeing it and just being like, oh, I don't know what that is, but that looks creepy. And so it was fun to see this and go, oh, it's that one. Cool.
Now, forgive me, buddy, real quick. What is a Watch Mojo?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just assumed. I apologize. It's a YouTube.
You should apologize.
I know, right? It's a YouTube channel that does like a lot of top 10s, you know.
Oh, okay.
Top 10 horror movies, top 10 Spielberg movies, top 10 whatever. And so, yeah, I think I can't remember what the title was, but the picture of it was on the, on the YouTube, image or whatever. And I just remember seeing it, just being like, "Ooh, that looks gnarly."
You know I'm old and I don't know much about the tube use.
The tube use?
The tube. I don't know much about the YouTubes, all right?
Oh, no. Oh, no, you don't?
Anyway,
well,
yeah, I don't know what I saw. I know I've seen little shots of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew I feel like I saw enough where I wasn't that surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been like 93. That's like, I'm doing quick math real quick. Is that 29 years? It's almost the 30th. 29. It's almost the 30th anniversary of this movie.
Jeez
and
Louise.
so people have talked about it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was kind of built up a little bit,
Sure.
but yeah, let's talk about that scene though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I loved how it was filmed. Like the whole thing in zero gravity, I was totally on board with. I thought that was really fun and very cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a brilliant way to film it.
Now here's something I was thinking, my
Uh-huh.
friend. How good, like those weightlessness effects?
Mm-hmm.
He was on a wire. But because
Wow.
of the way they had the camera, they had the silo, quote unquote silo thing that he was in.
Uh-huh.
They had it on its side in the studio.
Oh,
And
brilliant.
And the wire was not strung from where you would expect it to be strung. It was strung from the sides, but the camera, the way it was pointed, made it look like he was floating.
Oh, that's cool.
And today I was listening to the soundtrack score to The Matrix Resurrection,
Nice.
which I liked.
Mm.
I think I like the movie. I don't care what anybody says. I love it.
Nice.
But the one scene I don't like in that movie is the scene where people are flying, quote unquote.
Mm.
And it just looks like people suspended from wires and a harness. And I'm like, ugh.
Yikes.
And it's a problem. It's a problem. There's lots of movies where characters are flying or floating, and you can just tell that they're being suspended by wires.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
But you couldn't tell in this one.
Not at all. They did a fantastic job.
I was super impressed, right? Oh, man.
Totally agree. I totally agree.
How about some trivia for you, buddy?
Please, I love trivia.
D.B. Sweeney, who
Uh-huh.
played Travis, he when he read the script and he was told that he would be suspended from wires for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
There was one main reason. He wanted to do this movie for a few reasons, but there was one main reason that he did this movie. And basically, it was because at that time, James Cameron had the rights to do a Spider-Man film. And ILM was going to do the special effects for it. And they were also doing the special effects for Fire in the Sky. So D.B. Sweeney thought he wanted to be Spider-Man.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
if he did this movie, the guys at ILM would tell James Cameron how much of a trooper he was, how patient he was sitting in the harness and in these wires for hours every day. And he thought it would help him get the part of Spider-Man.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, wow. That is amazing. I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
I do too. That was a really cool kill.
Cool.
It was kill.
Cool.
It was kill. Hey,
Hey.
it was a really cool thing.
That's
I like that trivia. Yeah,
That was neat.
I like listening to D.B. Sweeney. Yeah, so it was cool.
Yeah. Now I'm like picturing him DB Sweeney as Peter Parker. I don't know, man.
He seemed a little old.
That's
to
what
me.
I was just thinking too.
Even in this movie, he seemed a little old. But
Totally agree.
you never know.
Hey, that's Hollywood, man. We get high schoolers that are 90-year-old people. So
Yeah, and you never know what James Cameron would have done.
yeah, that's true. Ah, that's true.
But yeah, I hadn't seen much of that. I don't think I'd seen much of the actual like quote unquote operation.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was very cool that the classic alien look was actually their suits.
Yes, I did too. I thought that was really smart. I loved it.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the director, he actually didn't like the design of aliens, the generic look of aliens. Like he called them the Whitley Strieber aliens because Whitley Strieber wrote Communion. So, and I guess that movie had come out,
Oh, okay.
Communion. And so yeah, he couldn't connect to that alien design.
Huh. Funny.
So it was his idea to make that design their spacesuits and that they would look completely different underneath. But he also did not want them to look human. He wanted them to be something that a human could not wear as a suit.
Ah.
So that you constantly thought that they were aliens and not people dressed in suits.
I like that. And I really did like their look. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought they were just creepy enough to again, like, you know, same with you. If I had seen this a while back, I might have been like, ew, creepy, ew, you know. But I thought they looked great. I loved it. I loved their design.
I did too. I liked the design. To me, there was just a few moments where you could tell they were puppets.
Yep. Yes.
And that's just a bit of the datedness of this movie. But that's about it. There's the music that I mentioned earlier and that. And maybe some of the special effects when he's actually underneath the spaceship.
Oh, yes. Yes.
There's like one moment where it's like, okay, that looks like green screen.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, it held up.
Yeah.
And, man, yeah, like, I did watch that scene more than once. And I just imagine, like, being put through stuff like that for 5 days.
Yeah.
And how terrifying that would be.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I don't like any time, like, even it really in any movie where someone kind of forces like food in someone's mouth, even if it's just like someone like Edward Scissorhands, you know, when the neighbors come over and just like put food in his mouth, even that bugs me. So I just don't like it. So this one, especially when their hands are in his mouth with that goop, I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
ugh.
and it's not even food.
Yeah, I did not like that.
It looks like gelatin oil.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes, exactly. Oh, that was
And then
freaky.
before it goes back to the present, we end with the little needle that was stuck in his eye.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about needles, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Oof.
It didn't really bother me that much because we didn't see it.
Right. Well,
We
neither
saw
did
the
he.
needle.
Sorry.
And it wasn't a hypodermic.
Right.
It was close, but it wasn't exactly a hypodermic. So, yeah.
It's interesting. It was messed up.
It is messed up. But yeah, great. I mean, great scene. Great
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
And as far as the movie goes, when you think about the structure of the movie, it's a fantastic payoff.
I would agree with that. Absolutely. Yes.
If you're interested enough in the story that's happening, when you finally get to the abduction scene, it's an amazing payoff.
I would absolutely agree with you. Yes, 100%.
So, and yeah, so we,
Me?
you,
You.
when we talked earlier this week,
Uh-huh.
we had both seen the movie by that time,
Right.
and you mentioned all the actors that were in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know what you mean, buddy. And I hadn't watched the movie at this point.
Mm.
And then I watched the movie, and I was like, wow, Andrew was right.
Yeah.
There were actors I didn't know were in it.
Right? Yeah.
And biggest surprise to me, of course, my favorite movie in the world is E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Yeah, dude.
So I love to see Henry Thomas in anything,
Yeah, man, of course.
especially in another Alien movie,
Right?
but a darker one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Although there's some scenes in E.T. that are a little heartbreaking, so.
Yeah, but not like scary dark.
No,
you
you're
know?
right. This is true.
Yeah, he was so good.
Yeah, he was.
And then who else? So we
Well-
got Robert Patrick.
I didn't know Robert Patrick was in this, so right when we see him, I was like, oh, Terminator, yay! Which is probably, he's done a lot more than that, but I will always and
He
forever
has?
know him as, I don't
What
know.
else has he done?
I don't know. But he'll always, to me, be Terminator.
You don't know what else he's done?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. He's been in everything.
I mean, he
Everything
only
ever.
took Mulder's place in X-Files.
Oh, gall, I forgot about that. Oh, man. Ooh, sorry, everybody.
And didn't you see Peacemaker?
I've only seen a little bit, but yes, you're right. He is
Oh.
in that too.
Yeah, he is in Peacemaker.
Yes.
Yeah. I knew he was in it. I knew D.B. Sweeney, and I knew Craig Sheffer. Although it was one of those things that I had seen that Craig Sheffer was in it, but then I forgot about it until I saw the movie, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Craig Sheffer's in it."
Ah.
I didn't know James Garner was in it,
Yeah, I did not either.
and that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter Berg. I did not know Peter Berg was in it.
I know. Yeah. Yes. That's right.
I love Peter Berg.
I do too. He's got
love
such
him
a
more.
unique look, and I love it. I love that guy. But I will say another gripe, and it's my own thing. But
Hit me
it's-
with it. Hit me
but
with it.
Craig Sheffer, who plays Alan.
What?
No. He was great. I'm not saying that at all.
Okay. Okay.
But that character, that that there's always that character that's the tough one, the one that I don't take any crap from anybody, and I'm the mean one, and blah blah. I don't know. I get it. I get it. I like that they all had their own little kind of archetype, characters and stuff. But he kind of got old for me a little bit. By the
Okay.
end, I'm just like, okay, I get it. You're the tough guy. Ugh. And again, that's my own thing. It's me. I get it. But it was just one of those things where I'm like, okay, stop. Like, I was hoping he'd kind of be like, by the end, hey, I made some friends. I'm going to change. But no, he's just a jerk.
Well, I have to say, Andrew, that I agree that is your own thing.
Yep. You got me. I was like, oh, yay. But no.
No, I thought he was great. I thought
Yeah.
I was actually, Craig Sheffer disappeared, kind of.
Yeah.
He did a few things. He did Some Kind of Wonderful,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of my personal favorite John Hughes movies.
Nice. Yeah.
But, of course, he was also in Nightbreed.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And he was in this.
Yeah.
And I think he was probably in a couple other things, but then he kind of disappeared. And I think I know why, buddy.
Oh, why?
Well, I didn't expect this, but on the Blu-ray
Mm-hmm.
extra features, there's a conversation with the director, Robert Lieberman. Sorry. And he talks about Craig Sheffer being difficult.
Oh, wow. on the
Every single
Blu-ray?
day, Craig Sheffer showed up late to set. Every day.
Wow.
And the story goes that the producers actually spoke to Robert, and they said, "Hey, do you want us to have a talk with him?" And he was like, "No, it's kind of also his character, so I don't want to mess with that too much."
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the scene where he's been missing. He's been out of the picture for a little bit,
Mhm.
and they go to, what is it, a junkyard? It seems like.
Yeah, and they have their little,
Yeah, and they have a talk with him.
Yeah.
Well, that day, that's like kind of his big day, his big scene,
Mm-hmm.
as Robert put it. And he showed up late again. And this time, Lieberman had it, and he went to Craig's trailer, and he was just pissed. And he's like, how can you do this? You have people waiting on you, people that are ready to work, and they have to wait for you.
Mhm.
Why do you constantly do this? blah, blah, blah. And he, like, chewed Sheffer out.
Wow.
And Sheffer got pissed back. And blah, blah, blah. And instead of, like, continuing to yell, Robert Lieberman said that he said, use that right there. Use it. And so the scene where he's in the junkyard talking to Robert Patrick and Peter Berg,
Mm-hmm.
and then he has what, like you just mentioned, he has a little scuffle with Robert Patrick. That anger is kind of real.
Wow.
That's Craig Sheffer using his anger at the director, and which, you know, in the end, it's anger at himself for being a putz.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You know, yeah, it was him using his anger for that scene.
That's super
So-
interesting. And I actually love that the director was like kind of talked about that. That's great. I love that.
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I love when they're honest about stuff like that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Oh, that's brilliant. Wow.
So yeah, that's Craig Sheffer for you, and it's a shame because he's one of those actors I did like back in the day. I liked seeing him, but if that's how he was on every set, then it's kind of understandable.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I'm gonna start looking for Craig Sheffer trivia.
Right. See where he's at now, too.
Yeah, exactly right. I think I've seen him. Well, I think as early as like a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he definitely did interviews for the Nightbreed Blu-ray.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
because he was like kind of a heartthrob back then too.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was good looking and the girls liked him.
Yeah, sure.
But I didn't get tired of his character. Like his character frustrated me, sure.
Right.
But it was a case where I'm supposed to be frustrated by this character.
Right. Yep. No, I get that. I totally get it.
I was actually kind of impressed by him. So
Nice. No, and like I said,
Go figure.
I'm not saying anything about his acting or anything like that. It was just me being like, okay, I get it. You're angry. Move on. I just didn't have patience, I guess. Which,
I
like
hear
said,
you.
It's on me. It's on.
That's
me.
why you look at little sweet Henry Thomas,
Right. Yes, that's true. And, go,
and he's
"Aw."
the antithesis of Craig Sheffer's character.
right.
I like the idea of pancake syrup triggering
Yeah.
Travis into suddenly remembering everything that happened to him.
Yep. I like that too. Thought that was a
Because
good
I wasn't sure if he was just holding back, like if he didn't want to talk about it,
Right.
or if he actually could not remember. But
Right.
I think he was in shock.
Yeah, because he doesn't say anything. He just he's freaking out. Although I did think it was weird too when we first see him and he's naked and shivering and can't say
Mhm.
anything. And the first people they call are the alien experts. I'm like, really? You're not
I kind of liked it.
I mean, I get it, I guess, but I was like, I would immediately call 911 and be like, my friend is here, like, freezing and something happened. But I don't know. That was just
Well,
me.
it just shows that they believed him.
Right,
And
yes.
instead of calling people who would not believe him, they called people who would.
That's true.
But it seems like they kind of realized pretty quickly that those guys were crazy in their own right,
Yes.
because they weren't very gentle with him.
No, they weren't.
And I was like, dude, stop asking. Ask a question and that's it. Stop.
Yeah, relax, guys.
And then I was wondering, because there's the moment where it shows Travis looking out the window and there's
Uh-huh.
like the little fingerprints.
Yes.
I was like, wait, did an alien touch the window?
That's what I thought too.
So I don't know if that's what that's supposed to mean, but
I don't think it is, because when he's up there and when we get the flashback, there's a window with the same streaks on it. Like, or something that he looks at and it has these 3 streaks going down.
Oh, okay.
So that was my thought, was it was just another something's triggering.
and maybe it was his fingers that did it.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I mean, something caused those streaks.
Oh,
but,
right. Yeah, I don't know.
I do like one thing that DB Sweeney said in his interview
Mhm.
is that, he said people come up to him on the street and say hi, and they remember him from different movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he said most people remember him from The Cutting Edge, which was this figure skating movie that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, if 10 people come up to me, so many people remember me from this, a couple people remember me from this, and maybe one of those people will talk about Fire in the Sky.
Oh, funny.
He said, but the thing that's interesting is that the people that come up and talk about Fire in the Sky are the most passionate.
Oh, funny.
Like other people, they've seen Cutting Edge like hundreds of times, but they just love the movie. It's just they love it and great. But there's just a certain passion from people who have seen Fire in the Sky.
Oh, I love that.
I do too.
That's awesome.
I think it's because Fire in the Sky never was a huge movie, and I think it's it kind of feels like a cult classic a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
It's genre people, when the people that have seen it, they talk very fondly about it. They have good memories about it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish I had the same memories.
Right, yeah.
Because I think I would feel kind of about this movie that I feel about Arachnophobia. I would feel that nice nostalgia.
Yep.
Because that's the other thing that I really loved about this movie is that it did have that early 90s movie feel.
That's true. Yes, it definitely did.
I love that, dude.
I did too. Yeah, I do like that feel, for sure. It does. It reminds me of growing up, for sure.
Yeah.
I was that age going or seeing movies, and so I appreciate that, for sure.
Yeah. And I'm glad that the movie ended with Travis and Mike making up. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that. I agree. I thought it was sweet. It was a nice way to end it. And I did like, I love, a true story movie where we get kind of the writing at the end of what happened to the people and everything. I'm always like, oh, cool. So,
yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
It's always interesting. And they didn't do it this time, but it really gets me when a true story movie shows the actual people.
Yes.
Especially if it shows them like next to the actors.
Yes, agreed.
I absolutely love that. They didn't do that in this movie, unfortunately, but yeah, I thought I liked the ending. Of course, I read up on the story afterwards, and they embellished the alien abduction quite a bit.
Sure. Yeah.
From what Travis reported.
Mm-hmm.
So just to make it a little bit more terrifying.
Sure, I get that. I did.
So,
What's funny though is after watching this, I did look up Travis. And
okay.
And what's funny is I've seen him. Not in real life or anything, but I've seen that guy. Whether it be on like when I was a kid watching interviews or something on CBS or whatever it was. So I was like, oh, funny, like that. I know that guy from interviews or something.
He goes to my church.
Yeah, he goes. That's
He's
right.
my pastor.
Yep. Yeah, Travis, Pastor Travis.
By the way, I didn't tell you, Scotty, but I'm a Scientologist.
Yep, that's right.
Anyway, yeah, that's cool. I definitely didn't recognize him, but
Funny, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's been around. There's a couple of shows. There's a 2-episode thing on Discovery Plus about
cool.
like true story documentary about what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like, I don't know, Andrew, do you believe in aliens?
I don't know. I feel like our universe is so insanely big. I feel like it can't just be us. So, I don't know, man.
Same.
Yeah.
But, so here's me in a nutshell, and you can tell me if you agree with any of this. It's the same thing with ghosts.
Yeah.
I would like to believe in them. I would like to believe that they're real. I would like to believe that aliens are real.
Mm-hmm.
I don't not believe somebody when they talk about aliens.
Right.
I don't not believe somebody when they talk about ghosts. But I will always have a certain cynicism unless I saw one 100% with my own eyes.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's hard for me to believe this story.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it's hard for me to believe the entire supernatural aspect of the Amityville Horror.
Right. Yeah.
When you go into that story.
I agree with you, just
I
so
would
you know,
like-
100%. I'm
Oh, good.
exactly with you.
Good.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
The thing that I find interesting though is the true part of the story is that all 5 of those guys did take a lie detector test,
Yeah.
and one of them was inclusive,
Mm-hmm.
just like in the movie, but the rest of them were not. According to the test, they believed what they were saying.
That is odd. That's really odd.
That is odd, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can get one person
Yes.
tricking a lie detector, but 4 people
Yeah. It's weird.
believing something so strongly, especially if it's not true, but believing it so strongly that they can trick the lie detector, like
Right.
that's kind of weird.
I agree. It's a trip, man. Yeah,
They
I
all
thought
believe they saw something.
Yep. Yeah, that's weird. That is a weird. That's a weird thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might read his book at some point just to see what he says.
Yeah, it might be interesting. Probably a
You know what I think is interesting?
what?
You.
Stop it.
3
Yeah.
questions. Let's go.
Who would cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions 3.
Question number 1 is gonna be a weird one, but what was your favorite death/kill?
Did anybody die?
No, I have one thing for it, but no one did die. I don't.
What do you have for it?
What I put was it's not a death or kill, but when
Oh,
he's
the dead guy in the ship.
Yep. That's it.
I couldn't tell if that guy was dead though. He kind of like moved like a dummy, like
Yeah.
a puppet. He kind of moved like he was still kind of alive.
Yeah, he kind of did. You're right, but
So I wasn't sure.
yeah, but his hand does go in through his stomach. So I was like, I
Yeah.
think that guy's probably.
I thought
dead.
he probably was too, but then why does he move the way he does? I don't know.
I don't know. So that was mine. 'Cause
Good
I'm
one
like,
though, buddy. Good
Oh,
one.
thanks.
Yeah, congratulations, you win.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Andrew is the winner of this episode of Fun with Horror.
It only works for the one who picks the best kill/death.
Yeah, right?
All right, question 2 then. To you, was this movie scary?
Well, we've already talked about it.
Yeah.
No.
No.
But watching it, I can see how it was scary to other people.
Right.
I think back to my hysteria with UFOs and Gulf Breeze.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, there is a book called The Gulf Breeze UFO.
Oh, serious?
If anybody ever wants to read it. It's by Ed Walters, so it's from a place of belief or hoax. But yeah, there is a book. I own it. My dad had it, and I was like, I want that book because I lived it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I remember my fear at that time, and I know that there was probably a certain time that this movie might have scared the crap out of me. So I completely understand when people say it scared them.
Nice. I totally get that. I'm with
Okay.
you. 100%.
You?
It did not scare me, no.
Yeah, same, right?
Yeah. Yep. Totally exactly like what you just said. Ditto. So of course, the last question then is, did you have fun with horror?
You know, I did. I really liked this movie. I didn't have too many issues with it. It wasn't slow to me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was a very, very well-made movie. I think it told a great story with the mystery thrown in of whether or not they had actually seen something or if they
Right.
were making it up, with an amazing payoff at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the movie. I'll definitely watch it again at some point.
Nice. All right.
How about you, buddy? Did you have fun with horror?
Overall, like I said, it was slow to me, and I said all my negatives. But I think overall, it is a good movie. Like, it was a well-made movie. And I think I did. I did have fun with horror. So, yeah, it might not have been my favorite,
good.
but I had fun.
Okay, so the slowness didn't bother you too much.
No, no. It was just me griping.
That is lovely. I
Aw,
like it.
Thanks.
And I like you.
I like you.
Can you tell us who else is in that gang besides Mike Rogers? Yeah, we got David Whitlock, 26, local boy, active in the church. Greg Hayes, 17, high school kid from Winslow. This one's pretty shook up. Robert Cogdale, 20, from Durango, joined the crew just a week ago. Alan Dallas, 25, a drifter, on the crew just over 2 weeks. Bad apple, if you ask me.
All right, so we saw the fire in the sky. Andrew, my friend, my good buddy, my fine buddy, my love.
Yes, my love.
What are we watching next?
So recently you said that someone requested this movie, and I saw it today on Netflix, and you know me, if I see something that maybe we had just talked about, I'm like, oh, it's a sign. We're doing it.
Okay.
So yeah, you said it was a request recently. I've never seen it. You have. And that is Ouija, Origin of Evil.
Oh.
Yes, which as I was looking at it, I just said to you something I didn't know. I didn't tell you what, but it's Mike Flanagan wrote and directed it. I did not know that.
Of course, man.
That's awesome. I'm more excited now. So,
This is the interesting thing about this movie is that the movie Ouija came out, or Ouija, however you want to pronounce it.
right.
And it was bad, supposedly.
Right.
I've never seen it, but
I haven't
it was
either.
not received well. People say it's not a good movie. So
Okay.
all of a sudden they're making a sequel called Ouija. What's it called?
Origin of Evil.
Origin of Evil.
Mhm.
And everybody was like, why? Why? But then it came out, and all of a sudden people are like, this movie's actually good.
Nice. All right.
So, yeah, it's a Mike Flanagan movie, which, here we go.
Mhm.
In fact, let me. I'm gonna quiz you real quick before we say
jeez.
goodbye.
Okay.
It's not a quiz. It's just more of a. Let's find out about Andrew.
Oh man. Well, you know a bit about me and Mike Flanagan.
Yeah,
So
and I'm gonna remember because I don't remember. Have you seen Oculus?
yes,
Ooh, did you like it?
I need to watch it again, friend.
Did you see Hush?
I did.
Did you like it?
I think another one I need to watch again. Yeah.
Did you see Gerald's Game?
Yes.
Did you like it?
I thought it was okay. I know. Don't worry. I know.
Okay, because see, I'm with you on Oculus. I need to watch that again too.
Yeah.
Hush, I wasn't so. I thought it had potential,
Agreed.
but I thought it kind of felt like it lost its way.
Agreed. That's exactly it. Yes.
Gerald's Game I thought was amazing.
I do want to
So
watch
yes,
that
you
again.
do need to watch that again
Yes.
because you were obviously in a bad mood.
And I read the book too.
Oh, after or before?
Before.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. And I know
that surprises me even more because
know.
it was pretty faithful.
it was pretty faithful. I don't know why.
Was it too faithful?
No, I don't. I really like the book. I need to watch it again. It really is one that I just need to sit and. I think I might have watched it with Cindy too. I think this might be one I just need to sit by myself, dark room, headphones, and try it one more time.
Now, if I remember right, you have not watched The Haunting of Hill House
I haven't watched that one or
or The Haunting of Bly Manor.
correct.
You have not seen Dr. Sleep.
No. Oh, is that him?
That's Mike Flanagan, my friend.
Oh wow. No, I have not seen that.
But you have seen Midnight Mass, and you
Oof.
did like Midnight Mass.
Yeah, Midnight Mass was fantastic.
All right.
So I know.
We will see in 1 week's time, my friend, or maybe 2 days' time if somebody's listening to this on Sunday.
Yes. Yeah. True.
But anyway, we will see in 1 week's time what you think of Ouija, Origin of Evil. And I'm going to do some research on how you actually pronounce Ouija.
Yeah, that's probably good because I was always thought it was Ouija, but when you read it, you're like, whoa, it's like Colonel. Colonel looks nothing
why
like.
do I wait? Why do I wait? How do you pronounce Ouija? Let's see. Let's see what this says. Oh, it says Ouija.
Oh, nice. Okay,
All right, so I guess we're saying it right.
cool. That was how I always learned it.
Buddy, where can we watch Ouija, Origin of Evil?
You can watch it right now on Netflix. And then also
Okay.
there's one called Max, which I don't really know about. It's not HBO Max, but it's just Max. It's on there.
Weird.
But yeah, if you have Netflix, if you have a Netflix account, that's probably the easiest way to do it, unless you're going to rent it or buy it. So
Okay.
yeah.
And as you know, I own it already.
Nice. Yes, sir.
So you can just watch it there, my friend.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, real quick before we go,
Yes.
I mentioned this on our Twitter, but I just want to go back and mention something else about Fire in the Sky.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fire in the Sky.
Fire. Sky.
So yeah, I got the Blu-ray, and you told me you watched it on Prime Video,
Yes. Yeah.
and you said, yeah, it looked fine, it looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Blu-ray, and then I went to watch the beginning of it on Prime Video, and I got to give some very big props to Scream Factory. The new transfer, it's just 1080p. It's not even 4K.
Oh, wow.
But the new transfer is beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
There was such a noticeable difference between the Blu-ray, the new Blu-ray, and whatever version they're showing on Prime.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
kudos to Scream Factory.
Well done, Scream Factory. Well done.
Well done. But yeah, I'm okay. So now, yeah, I'm actually very excited for you to watch Ouija: Origin of Evil. and
Nice.
to hear what you think.
Yeah, man, I'm always pumped, so I'm excited.
You did see Annabelle Creation, right?
I did. I know
Same,
that.
same little girl.
Oh, funny. I actually thought this was gonna be, because you know how Annabelle was kind of. We've talked about this, where Annabelle, for the most part, people were like, "Yeah, it's fine," but really, Annabelle Creation made that one better. And I was like, I wonder if
Yeah.
it's the same thing with this. It crossed my mind of like, I wonder if this makes the other one a little better. I won't know because I haven't seen it, but
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it. But no, I was just gonna say Lulu Wilson is the main actress in this, and man, she took off. you know?
Yeah.
She was in Annabelle Creation. She was in The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
And she was also in Becky, which you have not seen.
I have not seen Becky.
But you might want to, because they're making a sequel called Becky 2, The Wrath of Becky.
Interesting.
Kind of a funny title.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should see it sometime.
Okay. All right.
Anyway. But yeah, I hope you like it. I hope you like Lululemon. I'll tell you what I thought next week.
Yeah, dude.
But that's it, man. That's the end.
Awesome. Well,
We've now done 50 episodes.
we've done 50 episodes. That's insane.
50. 50.
50, people, not 15. 50.
This podcast is now officially older than me.
Yay! I think when we hit, 32, it was older than you.
What if we just clicked for the rest of the episode?
Maybe you better hear this from the horse's mouth.
Lead me to the horse.